There we go. We're live. I hope the signal's getting out there okay now this morning. A bit of shadow in the background, but we can get all that sorted in the future. Welcome to a Saturday morning live with Johnny Boy. We're just going to get the live stream up and just to see what the signal is actually like on there. We haven't got anybody joining us at the moment. I know there's always a delay on here. There might be a little bit more of a delay because of... there we are, as if by magic, we've got a cup of tea coming in. There we are, we're live on there. Let's just get that one up on there. There we go. Let's turn the volume down. The volume's down. There you are, thank you very much. There you are, there's the tea. We've got one live viewer. Thank you for joining. That's all we need. And we're ready to go. Look at my hair. I look a little bit like a Tintin. Dave Jones. Good morning, Dave. How are you? Dave, you're the first this morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. Dave, bear with me just for a sec. Just want to know where you're calling from this morning. John Ward, the number's ready for you. Good morning, Steve. What a wonderful sound and lighting. Does it sound good? That's what I wanted to hear. At last, I'll tell you, Steve, it's a bit honest. It's a bit of a mess in here, really. We've got all sorts going on, but we've Alison, Wales, Dave Jones. Good morning, Dave. Good to see you, bud. Good luck with the rugby today. Yeah, we've messed around. I broke one of the lights, and big thank to Mike Stapleton. Mike Stapleton is going to sort me out with some lighting, and I might go down and see Mike and go and collect it. And that just goes to show what a wonderful community we're actually building here on the group. On this live stream, on this channel. This channel is not about me, it's about you. I've had a cup of tea brought me this morning. I need it because I've been a bit hoarse this week. Sunny Solihull, I didn't think, lol. There we go. I'm going to see if I can get the idea about getting the big screen in here, lads, and girls, is I can actually see. Let me just go back and just so I can see the comments on there. I'm just going to turn the volume up on the computer here. I'm just going to turn the volume up on the computer. Not bad at all. Let's just silence that. We got a bit of a delay, but what I can actually do on here, we're going to get somebody to come and set this up for us correctly. All right, it's going to happen. But all these things just take time. They take money. And but look at it. It's fantastic, isn't it? We're in here. I can turn the camera around. You can see what's going on. There's lots of things going on in here. Lads, look at that tool chest. Let me just tilt the camera. Look at that tool chest on wheels. It's a big one. There we are. Look at that. Let's put it down. And I'm not getting paid to show that. Lee's on there. Hi, Lee. How's it going? Good to see Lee on here. LP1, good morning. LP91, good morning. Dave Jones, John Ward, Sick of Lies, good morning. What a wonderful sound. I'm going to read what people say. Dave Jones from Wales. John Ward, Sunny Solihull. I didn't think, lol. No. One tiny bit of a glow behind your head. Yeah, there is. And it's on that sign. Yeah, it's on that sign. I don't know if it's putting you off, but should we just leave that at the moment, or do we take the sign down? Let's try and take... let's leave the sign up. There is a glow on there. And that's the thing that I need advice on. I'm not an expert in this field. We've got a stool here. Let's just sit on the stool now a minute. And let's just lower the camera now a minute, because there's lots of things to talk about. I'm not an expert in this field by far, and I'm not. It's not what I do. Let's go down a little bit, and I can actually stop the glow. There we are. There we are. Nearly stopped the glow. Here we are. We're in here, and just going to read what people are actually saying there. Yeah, I can read it on there now. It's brilliant. The idea is to get a big screen up here. We can pull off the wall, turn it around, and I can actually see what people say. We can't show what people say because of GDPR. We've got one like this morning. Normally, guys, just what happens on these live streams, I'm over the moon that we've actually got it going for me. I'm sure at some point you will tell me. You've got 17 watching. Gareth Williams up in Manchester. Good to see you, Gareth. And once again, massive thanks to that little Gruffalo that you sent for Marley. He absolutely loves it. John Ward says, it's the Colgate ring, John. Yeah, just above my head. Absolutely perfect. A little bit like Simon Templar, eh? The Saint. Morning, guys, from Pontefract. That's how you're doing, Darren Clay. That's what it's about. It's not about me. We're saying good morning to all you landscapers and contractors and consumers, because that's what we want. And if you're a contractor, you should invite your consumer to join us. I think we've got John Ward calling it in this morning. And if any of you want to call in this morning, I've got some cue cards here. Here we go. Here's the number. If you want to call in this morning and speak to us, there is the number. John Ward, hopefully he's going to call in. And I don't know if you can see that, but We're going to get some better ones in the future. Look at that. 07795664002. Be good to, looking forward to speaking to John Ward this morning. Cool, says Lee. Richard Dow, morning all from Stoke-on-Trent. Jem, good morning, Jem, up there in Cheshire. Good to see you. If you're a consumer watching this morning, you will see there are copious amounts of landscapers on this live stream this morning because they care about the community, they care about you as a consumer, and they care about what they do and how they present themselves. And as if by magic, we got Mrs. McGee, Debbie McGee joined us. Alison, my wife. Good morning, everyone. How's business, says John Ward. Sick of life, says John Ward. Do you have shares in JB? No, not yet. Maybe if somebody wants to buy some shares, you can buy some shares in this live stream. There's lots of things I want to talk about this morning. We've got the speaker set up, so hopefully this morning we'll be able to get John Ward calling us this morning. Let me just have some tea. I'll tell you now, I'm absolutely cream crackered at the moment. Certainly the way I felt this week, and I don't know about what you guys, but certainly for me, this cold is dragged on for weeks and weeks and weeks. Not whinging, not moaning about it, but I'm just saying it just won't go. But I've still been going to work, I've still been getting on with the daily grind, and I've been doing it. Jack Hopkins says, good morning, Johnny boy. How you doing? Not bad, Jack. Good to see you on the live stream this morning. Don't forget, as you join the live stream, there's only 6 likes. Say who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing. This is about you and about building a community. Lots of things to say. I'll take a picture later on, and you'll be able to see my setup here. But it is working. It is working, and that's the good thing about it. Sometimes we improvise, and that's what we have to do in business. Everything we do, we have to improvise if we haven't got the right things for it. But we got to get through. We have to adapt to a situation. Gareth Williams says, good morning. John Ward says, sick of lies. I shares only in Greg's. Only in Greg's. There you go. Well, look, guys, there's a few things behind me that I want to show you and want to talk about. And it's not paid content. Nothing this morning is paid content whatsoever in any shape or form. I am going to give something away this morning. And if James Sharp is joining me, right behind me is your bottle of red wine. There is the evidence right there. I love it when they start talking to each other because they forget about me, and it's like a little community chat. They all start talking. If you've never joined one of these before, one of the Saturday morning lives, we've got a small following. And we just want it to be small. It's got integrity. It's got strength. We're building a community. But please, as you join the live stream, please give it a like, even if you're a keyboard warrior. We like you. Believe it or not, we like you. And people want you to be part of this live stream, even if you are a keyboard warrior. Just be nice. Harry Parks is joining you, watching the rugby lately. Yes, without a doubt. And I'm going to have a rest today. John Ward pointed out to me the other day, he said, John, you just need to rest. And I do need to rest because I've just been burning the candle at both ends. I haven't really. I just come back and after I've been doing the daily grind, it's been difficult. We've had all that bad weather, and now we're able to make progress, productivity on the projects that we're on. We've got 11 likes, 20 live viewers. Let me have a little sip of this tea this morning. I really, really do hope. Come on, Ireland. Yeah, absolutely. I think, to be honest, the way Ireland's going at the moment, I think Ireland's going to win a fair bit. I think they could win the World Cup. Let's just have a look at some of the products that we've actually got behind us, and I want to go through with that. I don't know what time John Ward is calling this morning. 70% of illness are made worse by stress. What I need to point out to you at this moment is that I always deliver these live streams with passion, with gusto. I'm not rushing, it's just what I do. I'm really excited about doing these live streams, just like I am with all my work and what I do. And sometimes we just need to slow down. And I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to slow down and make the live stream a little bit more coherent and a little bit more attractive to the people that want to listen. So let me just run through some of the things that we have behind. I'm just going to get the clipboard down. There we are, and we've got the tape measure just to see if you guys measure up for the live stream today. Stay with me now. So massive thanks to Mike Stapleton for the offer of the photographic, the lighting systems that he has down there. I'm going to come pop down and see Mike sometime and see him. Do you know, I write these things down. It's almost like doctor's writing. You can't see half of it. Yeah, big thanks though. We got to say massive thanks to Tudor Grass, okay? Tudor Grass and Ruby Tools for helping support this channel. And I'll tell you the reason why in a moment, why I feel that we have to say thanks to Tudor Grass and Ruby. I talk about, for years I've harped on about it, about us guys being valued by the consumer, by the merchants, the suppliers, the manufacturers, valuing us about who we are as contractors. And certainly what you'll see at the moment is that I still feel that it's just not there. I really do. I really feel as if it is that entitlement. They really feel as if you should just walk in and you should spend your money with them, but they should be giving you a reason. They should be giving you a why you should spend your money with any supplier or manufacturer, and why, you know, that you would want, whether it's a good product or not. Why would you go to any suppliers and actually buy their product? You've got to have a reason why. Why should you go in there and spend your money? And I talk about this on a regular basis, and I still feel is we've almost lost that customer consumer thing, where it was the old way was probably the best way as it was. We valued our customer base, and that's where we need to get back in the near future. We need to value our customer base. If you're a supplier or manufacturer at the moment, you're not doing it. If you really want to understand how to value your consumer, your end user, whatever you want to call it, right, is what you need to do is look at the model, the business model of Tudor Grass and Ruby Tools. Ruby Tools are manufacturers and they supply merchants and shops with their products up and down the country worldwide. I personally know Vladimir, who runs Ruby Tools, and he's a great guy. He really feels that they want to give something back. And so Mr. Honeywell, David Honeywell, who's the MD of Ruby Tools, he wants to give something back to you. So this morning, depending on your activity now, who really wants to get involved, is that we're going to maybe give one of those Ruby suction cups away. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be giving one of those Ruby suction cups away at the end of the live stream. We've given lots away in the past, and that's what I like about Ruby Tools. They do give a lot away. The same as Tudor Grass, they give a lot away, and both companies, they've got a good infrastructure. For example, Tudor Grass, artificial grass, and composites and fencing, and they've got some of those living walls. We're going to be doing something in here, getting a composite ceiling in, a composite wall. You'll be able to have a look at that, and maybe some grass on the floor. You'll be able to see that. And their service is absolutely second to none. They can deliver anywhere across the country almost the next day. You can have it the next day. And the thing is about Ruby Tools, and I'm going to blow up all their bums this morning, right? Ruby Tools, without a doubt, their infrastructure to service those saws and to help you in situations when you need help is absolutely second to none. It is absolutely mind-blowing. Really, really is. There is nothing like it. They have a really approach to customer service, as I said, which is second to none. If you bought any of their products, and I've seen it before, when it's out of warranty, they've helped people out. And it's sad to see somebody said the other night that they'd actually had some products that was out of warranty by 3 years, and they still expected the service. We can't expect it like that. Just going to go back to what Harry has said there. Harry, obviously, I think he says, Jack says, right, he said, take some daily vitamin C. I used to get a bad cold every 3 months or so. Started taking vitamin C in January, only been ill once last year, and it's lasted a couple of days and wasn't even bad. I agree with you that. We get through copious amounts of oranges in the house, but I do need to maybe take some concentrated vitamin C. I'm okay, but and I'll get there, Jack, at some point, but there you go. It's actually great to be able to read the live streams with the comments without the glasses. John Ward is on there. John, are you going to give me a call this morning? Come on, England, says John Ward. Yeah, absolutely. How's the new fencing going, John? It's going good. The reason it's going good, Gareth, is simply because we've got it all set up. We've gone down there. We've got it on boards. We've laid it. We've had a dry run. That's what we've called it. We've had a dry run. We've laid all that composite out. Let me just show you some of the composite fencing that I've got. A little sample box. I haven't even looked in here yet. I've actually cut the clip on this morning. Now, this is how I feel that companies Years ago, let me just have a little civility. Years ago, people would always send sample boxes out and you'd be able to see it. And Durapost, and I'm glad, Gareth, that you've actually mentioned that. Oh, I need that. 22 live viewers, we've got 17 likes, absolutely fantastic. 24, get on there, hit the like button. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live. Look at the community, look at the comments, see what's happening. You can actually gain knowledge and experience from some of these guys that are joining us today. They tell you a lot about it. I had this delivered from Durapost, and Gareth, I'm really glad that you mentioned that. This is what they've actually sent. Let me just turn the camera round a little bit so you can actually see what's got. I don't know if we can do that. Hold on a sec. Bear with me a sec. I'm just going to turn it around so we can actually, there we are, turn it down a little bit here. There we are. So I haven't opened this box, but this is from Durapost. They've sent it. You'll see that I'll be putting a fence up soon, a composite fence. Let me just turn that back just a little bit so you can actually see it. 20 likes, 17 likes. This is a sample of, what a fantastic sample box. They are looking for installers across the country. If you're struggling, and even if you're not struggling, you want to be part of an installer scheme, Durapost has got one. Hey, listen, it's not a cheap product. It's a good product. Let's have a little look at it. This is the sample box they sent me. There we are. Let's turn it around that way. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely fantastic little box you can take out to suit your customer. They sent me the hat, sent me the sticker. Trained installer. This is what happens. This is what you get if you get on the installer scheme. We've got the hat. We've got the sticker to go on the van. And then we've got these. What are they? Oh, these are all like customer... these are cards with references that they've done on there. And the QR code. How many of you guys have used the QR code? There it is down there. Do any of you know what a QR code is? Do any of you... Morning, Mike, how's it going? Does anybody know what a QR code is? I do. That's not a big deal, is it? Got some brochures in there. And then, of course, underneath, let's have a look. There is... Let's just put that to one side. I'll put this away after. Put those towards it. Let's keep it nice and tidy. There is the system in itself. Gareth, just so you have a look there up in Manchester. And we know Gareth's a quality landscaper and installer. They've got these H-shaped galvanised powder-coated posts with the caps on top and the top rail. There's a rail that you put on the top. There's the colours that it comes in. And there is... one of the products that they use as a composite fence. And I know there's a lad called Connor Ely, who's a friend of mine, who actually installs for them up and down the country, gets lots and lots of work, and he's a fantastic installer, and he does get work. And yes, I don't think it's a cheap product, but as I've always said, you know, a cheap job ain't good and a good job ain't cheap. It's as simple as that. And it should apply the same with the products that you're actually using. It should be not an expensive cheap product, an expensive quality product. That's what we want. A quality product should be expensive in some way. It's got to be. Lee Andy says, have to use them at most restaurants now to order your food. The QR codes, that's what you'll see. Absolutely. If you go in any of the restaurants, it's all about apps now, isn't it? All on your phone. And I think that's where we've lost the sight of customer service in some respect. Though they bring your food to the table, what would you prefer? Would you prefer ordering your food from a QR code or somebody come up and take in? I don't know, sometimes we don't really mess around with, but it'd be nice to have the choice whether we could... I do the same, don't tell Alison this of course, but when I go into McDonald's, I'm not getting paid to say that, I'll go to McDonald's and I won't use that board. I like just to go and talk to people and annoy people and have a bit of fun with them. Sick of Life says, and I feel it's also important to know your market, bottom, middle and high end. They all need guidance. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know, that is an absolutely fantastic point. And this is what this channel's about, because it's a reminder when people come out with conversations and comments like that, like Steve says, is that you need to know your marketplace, the end of it, the middle and the lower part of it, because you need to cater for everyone's needs. That's the thing that you understand. It's where do you position yourself as a business? Do you position yourself just at high end, middle or low? Whereabouts are you? Or do you actually meet all those categories. It's such an interesting point, and I don't want you actually think of that, John Ward. And John Ward, why haven't you phoned this morning? I'm waiting for your call this morning, sir. 26 live views. We've got 19 likes. Please welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. We're in the Undisclosed location, and people say to me, they phone me up and they say, John, we know where it is. It's in your garage. Yeah, of course it is. This is my garage, and we've made this garage. I'll tell you something now. Years ago, we used to come in here, and Andy, who used to work for me, I'd say to him, can you get one of these tools? He'd come in here, and I'm not kidding you, it was just tools all on the floor. But all the way around now, it is organised, it is in some shape. We've got the whiteboard, we've got the ruby shelf over here. Let me just show you the ruby shelf over there. I've taken some of the tools off because of the glare. There we are, it's over there. We've got lots of tools that we can put on there, but I just was worried about the plastic, the glare on there. So I'm going to show you some of the tools from Ruby at the moment. We just spoke about the DuraPost. Have a look at that. If you're thinking about becoming an installer, get onto their website, DuraPost. You can speak to Ben Bird. You're calling on the wrong number. The wrong number. John Ward, if you're watching now, please, sir, call me on 07795 664 002. Give me a call on that number, 07795 664 002. It'd be good to get John Ward in there. He's a contractor from Birmingham. You will get to know him. There we are, as if by magic. We've got John Ward calling. Got to get to the phone now. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
There we are, as if by magic. John Ward. John, you're loud and live on Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. Everybody can hear you. And John, just to let you know, you are a guinea pig this morning on this new audio and this new way of filming from the Undisclosed location.
Yeah. It's a bit echoey on this side. It's a bit echoey on this side, but I can hear you. Yes.
John, you sound absolutely perfect this end. Your dulcet tones, your lovely, beautiful accent, and your voice of integrity and intent, John, is coming through the audio perfectly.
Well, I tell you what, voice of integrity. They say this accent makes us all sound thick.
Hey John, good to see you on this morning. Just to let you guys know, if you're watching this live stream this morning or if you're watching it later on, this is John Ward. John, tell us who you are and where you're from and what you do, sir.
We're a company based on South Birmingham, Redditch, and we do all manner of building works, landscaping. We do the complete package, wraparound extensions, paving, landscaping, plastering. Everything we do with the whole package. We do the whole package mainly in Solihull, in the Solihull area, though, in the Midlands, if anyone knows that area.
Hey John, did you actually see Sick of Lies comment this morning? He feels that you've got shares in me and the Undisclosed location. Is that true?
No, not at all. I mean, like we do, we support each other and we help each other.
Yeah, John.
And that's the part that we should do. And we do that to all the builders that and anyone that's any good or needs help or anything like that. You can always get in contact with me. We've got a website. If anybody wants any advice or any help, not that I'm the fountain of all knowledge. I'm not that, but it just I can tell you about our experiences and what we've been through and how we progress and just silly things like that.
Absolutely, John. John, listen, we could talk about lots of things, but let's explain to some of probably the new viewers and some of the viewers, and just remind the viewers of this channel. We as contractors, we share our knowledge, and every Saturday morning we've got this regular copious amount of members that want to come on and share and basically socialise and tell each other their experience. How valuable is that, John, when we share our knowledge?
Oh, it's the main thing. It's the way we progress, isn't it? It's the way we progress. You can't move forward. You've got to listen to other people's experiences where they've gone wrong and try and learn from them. I mean, I had a chap today. He was telling me about you don't prime this, you don't prime sandstone, you don't need to do this. And I said, many years ago we never did. I said, but like asbestos and smoking, you can, like we learn from them, don't we? Asbestos, you don't work with that. Smoking, you try not to do that. Well, the same with priming. We've learned, and we evolve, and we teach each other. We all learn. You know, we all
Absolutely,
learn
John.
and we learn
Yeah.
from others. Like, hopefully that stops someone else.
Hey, John, look, I'm not going
making
to
a
interrupt.
mistake.
I'm not going to interrupt you here, but I just want to read what some people are saying. Chris Stocking says it's good to hear a Brummy accent. We are yam yams, he says, like, you know, and that's quite funny. Just want to read that out to you. But hey, John, you know, history tells us something, doesn't it? History tells us what we should avoid or what we should do or how to conduct ourselves, doesn't it? History helps us to progress, doesn't it? It teaches us what we shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel sorry. I see that many people like landscapers, and they're struggling, maybe with the weather or anything like that. They can't do anything, and you're just thinking to yourself, I feel so sorry for them. You know, maybe they should hold a job back, you know, or keep a job, you know, something that they can do when that, you know, if you're not working, then get in the office, get yourself promoting your business. Ringing up the client saying, are you happy with the job we've done? You know, there's always something you can do to promote your business and help yourself out.
Yeah, John, you know, the thing is, people say that work's going to kill us because we just get involved and we're very passionate with what we do and we deliver it with gusto. But it doesn't mean to say that when we're doing these things, like, you know, early hours of the morning, late at night, anything to actually improve our business outside what would be regarded as normal working hours, for us, it's just a thing that we do to, it's about surviving. It's just what we do, isn't it? We keep our house in order, don't we?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you've got to. If you're running your business or pushing your business, you've got to work more harder than anybody else because it's your business. You've got to protect it. So you've got to be ringing customers up, saying you're happy with us, you know, looking for more work, you know, looking at your labour force, how they're doing, you know, treating them right. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. You can never, ever switch off. If you're running your own business and you switch off, that's when you probably will make a mistake.
Yeah, so the message is there from John Ward, who's been doing... Hey, John, with all due respect, and I say this in a very respectful way, how old are you, sir?
I'm 58, and I'm 58, and life has taught me I'm ready to go. No, I'm ready. In the next couple of 3-4 years, I'll hand the business over to my son, but he's not quite yet ready for it, right. Because it's very cutthroat and it's very nasty in business, and you have to be strong,
and
but you have to be fair as well.
When you're ready to go, you say that you're ready to go. Will you let go and totally?
No, absolutely no, never in a million years. I'll still be hovering over my son like a shadow. He says,
like a cloud.
But that's only because that's only because of protection. You can see where he's making mistakes, and you want to stop him making them mistakes. And that's what this channel's all about, the same thing. It's about everybody helping each other to try and stop that mistake that's going to cost them money and help them out. Not criticise them, not have a go at them, and not knock them down. It's about trying to build them up and help each other.
Yeah, John, just to let you know, I've moved closer to the camera now because I can see what everybody's saying. It's a great live feed this morning. Just going to read out some of the comments that people are saying there. Richard Dow says... experience is invaluable. I think Gareth Williams from Manchester is going to give you a call. Sick of Life says, in colder months is the only time I run 2 jobs at once, as it's never too cold to do prep work. Chris Stockings from Birmingham says, can you hear me, John?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Chris Stockings says, yes, always summit to prep for. We've got Ian Power. Do you know, John, you've never met Ian Power. Ian is such a funny guy, honestly. He's such a great guy. He's wonderful to meet. I've met him several times over the years, and he's always been consistent. He says, morning all, great topic. We only rent the information to do the work. Pass it on others so they can learn and evolve. And that's what I say, John, isn't it? That we, like Ian says, that we lease this knowledge and we've got to share it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's part of what we do. It's whether you teach people, and not only that, as I get the chaps who work with me, they teach me. You see, and the day you think you know it all, that's the day you don't stop learning.
John,
you really do. Research
absolutely.
is evolving. The way we done things 30 years ago is not how we would do them now. And so the way we do things now in 30 years, we will do them different. So in that middle of that, you've got to be looking at, constantly doing things better, constantly looking for room for improvement.
John, I'm going to do a Piers Morgan now, and I'm going to say, bear with me a sec. I want to read a comment out, and I want you to come back with this now. Lee Handy in Liverpool, who's a friend of mine, he's a cracking guy, and Lee's been down my house. He's broke bread with me here, and we're good friends. He's worked with me, and I know Lee, and this is true about him. He says, my biggest mistake, he's too kind. He says he's too kind.
No, you see, never change. That comes from I think that comes from he's been taken advantage of, hasn't he? That sounds like he's been taken advantage of, and he gives way. And there's nothing wrong with being too kind, as long as you charge for it. You know what I mean? You've got to look after your customers. You can't be seen to be charging for everything, but you do have to make them feel as though that, each customer you work for is the most important customer to you.
John, we've spoken about,
though you have loads.
We've spoken about this many times. We're going to speak about it again, and we just got to be aware that there is a consumer watching out there this morning who's going to watch this live stream. Is that what they've got to try and realise, that as a contractor, we have to be firm and structured in everything that we do. As long as we're delivering, if it's not on the quote, it has to be paid for, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to come out. It's going to come out of your bottom line. It's going to come out of your bottom line, your profits, and you can do as many great jobs in the world, right? If you're not making money, then you're out of business, and it's as simple as that.
John,
so you have to make money.
You've really motivated me this morning with some of your response. I was watching Dragons Den the other day, and a lady was pitching to the Dragons, and what's his name? The tall one, the real tall guy on there. I can't remember his blinking name now. Anyway, he said to the lady, he asked the lady a question. He asked her what was the gross turnover, right? Can you actually believe there are contractors out there that don't know the difference between net and gross?
Yeah, I can, because they'll have started off like I did, to be fair, just building, and you just do it, and you just do it along, and you just put your money in, and you just hope. But as you get bigger, or as you do a few more jobs, you've got to know that what you've paid out, and what you've got, and the money you've got left. It's really important as you go down that road that you keep an eye on that. There was an old thing that someone said to me is turnover is vanity, profit is sanity.
Yeah, there's a sanity and vanity, isn't it? It's the gross is the vanity, and it's the net profit.
You do have to know, and that comes down to good accounting to you. And if you're working, some people don't have the time. They're working with a couple of lads. They haven't got the time to get home. They're working 10 hours a day. They haven't got the time to look at the paperwork.
Yes.
And they just, it hits them either, they're damn lucky they've made money, or they suddenly go around, oh, where's that money gone? I don't know. And it's disappeared off the face of the earth. And of course, they've lost it. They've lost it on the job. But it's such an easy trap to fall into. Yeah,
let me just read. Anderson says, always track of running costs. Keep track of your running costs. Sick of Lies says, working on square metre has always worked for him, because he obviously knows his numbers and he'll know his profit margin, what he needs. But we still need to look at square metre prices, John, if he's working on that basis of himself. Mike Stapleton says, always invoice everything, even free stuff, but with an FOC. The client knows what's free. Absolutely. John, we could be a great slab layer or a bricklayer or a carpenter, good with wood, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we are good businessmen, does it?
No, that's right. It's only through other people. I'm a good builder, but I've turned into a businessman and not a builder now, because I've got X amount of lads, X amount of vans, and I've got to, even fueling the vans.
So your role,
it's trebled in costs.
So
where's that money going to come from?
Yeah, and so your role in your business, John, you've changed, haven't you? Your role, your position, you're delegating to your guys a lot more than what you did in the past. So that enables you to keep a little bit more having an eye on the business. Do you think that you've evolved and got better at business as a result of having the time to delegate?
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to my lads now, they when I was there, I was working with them, and I was their friend. And now, when you listen to them, even my son, say, I've turned into a moaner, because all I do is turn up and go, you need to do this, you need to do that, don't forget this, don't forget that, get over and get this. And so all they hear of me is that. So my role, and of course you have to harden yourself to it, my role has totally flipped. And I wish I could flip it back, because it's a damn sight easier working on the tools than it is what I do. And it's more enjoyable working on the tools, because there's more responsibility, but that's how everyone evolves. That's how everyone evolves, and that's just the way it is at the moment.
John, you're doing an absolutely fantastic job. I'm going to read some of the comments out, but I just want you to picture this. I have a cup of tea, and I'm eating a donut listening to you, because your information is so valuable, because contractors are listening to you, consumers are listening to you, and the benefits of this live stream is that the consumer can start understanding the process that they should expect and they should go down. I remember years ago, John, a customer saying to me, he said to me, John, he said, have you charged enough? And I said, yeah, well, I think so. And he said, well, look, he said, we don't just want you to think so, we want you to know, because we want you to make a handsome profit. And what they were telling me was that they wanted me to come out of the end of the job in a good position. We should allow for mistakes in some respects, but we can't use the profit for the mistakes, can we?
Yeah. I mean, I've hardened myself towards my clients as well. If I pick the phone up and I listen to someone and I don't like the sound of them, we won't go out to the job. And I know that sounds funny, but it's about, like we say we're not the cheapest. And so if you want us to do it, and because we have this to pay for, that to pay for, and I've been stung so many times doing a free survey, free working out for them, free drawing, and they've took it and give it to another contractor.
John.
And so, John, I resist that now.
Nothing's free, is it? Let's face it. If a consumer's watching this morning, right, we haven't got it into you. I'm a consumer of contractors who come here. We've had an electrician doing the gates. We've had a plumber the other week. Probably could have done it, but it was just about time. But when we give our time, John, it's not free. This is our life, isn't it? Let's not dramatize this. This is our life. We're giving our time to these people, aren't we?
Well, all my lads, apart from two, are at home today. So there's only two working today. The only other person working today is me, and I'll be working tomorrow as well, because I'm trying to catch up on quotes. So I'm trying to catch up on quotes. Where I am now is sat outside the garage because one of the vans has gone faulty. I've got to drive it in. So I'm waiting for the mechanic to fix the van in,
Yeah.
And all that time is away from my family. And when you're young and you've got a baby and you've got things like that, that eats into your quality time. So it's all accountable for, isn't it? It's
absolutely, totally, 100%. Let me just remind our viewers, John, where we are, what we're doing. It's me, it's Johnny Boy. This is Saturday morning live. We're in the Undisclosed location. Probably not the first time, but probably the best video, audio and visuals that we've had in the past. And we're joined this morning from John Ward from Birmingham, who's a regular caller in when he can, when he's got time to do it. John has been running a business for many, many years, and he's telling us a little bit about the pros and cons and the things where he's succeeded and how he's succeeded and how he's recognised how to grow the business. We've got 27 live viewers, John. Let me just read some of the comments out. Jem from Cheshire says, how many times when landscaping does a client say, do you also do diversity and evolve? Sick of Life says, the hardest bit for me is finding people who have as much attention to details as himself. Mike Stapleton says, why I work on my own. Mike likes working on his own because he can basically, John, have the confidence that he can put in other people's. That's a difficult one, John. And Alison says, John Ward, snap, we don't either. If I get a bad vibe off people, we don't work for them, period. She says that, period.
Yeah, I know that might be prejudging some people, but if you can just tell, if they're already questioning you, and they're telling you how much they've got and how much they expect per square metre, they expect to pay for the job. I just leave it there, because how can you ever say it's this amount, X amount for porcelain, it's X amount for sandstone, it's X amount of that, without you going to look at the ground, look at the access, look at what they want, look at the cuts, look at the drainage. You just can't do that. So I instantly think I don't like this.
Yeah, absolutely. John, John, can I just stop you just for a moment, right? And what I want you, I'm going to sort of just give you the stage in just a moment. But what I want you to come back with is there is consumers watching this morning, John. The season for landscaping, we're getting to a point now. I got to mention it about the R word, the apparent recession that's on the way. First of all, Sky News said it's going to be a shallow recession. Then the next thing they said, it's going to be a shallow, short recession. They're just hyping things up. They just want to sell a story. What I want you to do, John, in just a moment, just have a think about this, is if a consumer is watching now, all right, because, John, you know as well as I know that it's just going to take off again, and we're going to be as busy as ever. We're going to be as busy as ever. What I want you to come back with now is, if you were given some advice to a consumer, we've done this before, we'll do it again. What advice, a few tips on how they should be choosing their contractor. So go when you're ready, John.
Well, first of all, you've got to have you must have a seasoned clientele. Look at their work that they've done previous. Speak to some of their, try and speak to some of their, their clients that they've had in the past. And then ask the chap out, when he comes out, see if he's got the professionalism, to do the job. See if he can, fund the materials without paying up front, at first. See what track record he's got of doing quality jobs. Like you would with anything, if you're buying something, you don't just go and buy the first thing you see or the cheapest thing. You select the thing, and that's what you should be doing with contractors. That's what a good client should be doing with contractors. You shouldn't necessarily be going for the cheapest quote. The minute you do that, you'll be very disappointed. You'll be very disappointed,
yeah,
especially
absolutely.
in the landscaping game.
Yeah,
especially in the landscaping game.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of things that we can actually show. John, you've got 28 live viewers this morning. Absolutely fantastic. You've held their attention, John, and you're giving them some tips. John Ward's given some tips there, and he'll do it again in the future on what he thinks is how to choose a contractor. John, listen, the other thing, we want to talk about all sorts of things this morning. There's lots of people coming back with, the comments is it's just difficult to read them all out. It's incredible. But John, trending. What's going to trend this year? How do you feel the marketplace is going to be, and what do you think is going to trend? Are we still in with extensions with you, John? Bifolding doors, garden rooms. The landscaping outside, or what's going on inside, John? We want to know. Are they still taking the inside outside? Tell me a little bit about that. And John, have you seen this Venetian plastering? Could we do that outside?
Yeah. I mean, Venetian plastering, because it's done with skin, it's usually only done inside. But there's a lot of we do a lot of rooms, and they pay for a biphilic design, which is basically what they're trying to do is bring the outside inwards. So there's a lot of greenery in, and there's a lot of industrial looking. There's a lot of plants.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you'll find not only that, but our extensions, we take the hardness out as well. So the garden and your kitchen will become one.
John.
So the transition now, there's a big thing about the transition being the same, and that's why you find a lot of porcelains being done outside.
John, let me step in there, because you've picked up on something. Now this is a fantastic conversation. So for a while now, we were taking the inside out with the porcelain, that easy transition from the inside through that kitchen, that open room, outdoors, but we've had for years now, for the last few years, when you go to a restaurant, they don't put a ceiling up. They show the working parts, don't they? The pipes, the RSJs. It's all part of
Yeah.
the look, isn't it? And is that what you're saying? Is that they're doing that outside industrial commercial look indoors as well, aren't they?
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. It's like the outside is, your inside is going outside, and the outside's coming in, and it's all becoming one. It's called biophilic design, and it's like bringing plants. The plants you see outside as well, they want you to bring in.
What's
so
it
you've
called?
got a transition, just a seamless transition.
Yeah.
From your kitchen, from your house to your landscape garden. And if anyone's doing that, it's a good thing to pick up on. People
I've seen, John.
want to pay for a seamless transition, and you can, if you're at the front of that, or you recognise that, you can push your business that way, and that's the way we pushed our business. So we do outsides, insides, and of course the benefits of that is we can keep going all year round.
Yeah, absolutely, John. It's amazing. Alice and I went to see a customer a couple of months ago, and I know that the builder that did this extension, he's a great builder, Dave is, right? And he had what they'd done, the RSJs, rather than covering them, they painted them black, and they look stunning, John. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah. I mean, we've just done a couple in a house, and the couple didn't know whether to actually do that, to paint them in fireproof paint, because you have to do that to meet building control, or encase them in. But there's a big thing of showing and leaving things now, and showing the nuts and bolts of what you do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And there's a big thing about that now.
John, listen, I hate doing this, right? But it's just part of the show that I have to do. I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you, because you'll be taking over my job, young man.
No, I doubt it. I very much doubt it, mate. I very much doubt it.
I don't want to let you go, John.
Normal builders are just plod along, mate.
Listen,
we're now special. There's a load of us. There are some very bad ones out there, but there are some real good ones. Like there's some fantastic landscapers, and you've got to push yourself in that market. Keep away from the bottom feeders.
Yeah,
keep away from the bottom jobs.
Yeah.
Keep away from the price wars.
Here we go.
Price your jobs on your quality and the service you give. Enhance on that, focus on that, not the price. Not the price. If you get involved in a price war, it could be very dangerous. It could be very dangerous to you.
John, when you start, it's a job to stop you. Let me just tell you something, John Ward, before you go. You are an absolute gentleman. That's the thing I know about you, and I would buy off you at a drop of a hat. And when I see you, years ago, John, Liverpool had a football player called Stevie Fairclough, and they used to call him Super Sub Fairclough, because he always scored. He'd come on as substitute, and he would score. And certainly what you've done today, John, bringing you on the show, you've been a massive hit with everybody this morning. Everybody with the comments, everybody's listening to you and listen to what you're saying. They really do value you. So thank you for joining us this morning. I don't want to cut you short. The
top tip I can only ever say is that if we was involved in a price war, we would be out of business within a month.
Absolutely.
So we don't focus on price. We focus on quality and the service we give, and then we try and bring the clients along with us.
Yeah, absolutely. John, before you go, what about I've been asked if by Ball Adhesives in Stoke-on-Trent, they've confirmed some dates for a meetup. They call it a training day, a meetup, a network day, whatever you want to call it. They want to showcase some of their product, and they want to have a conversation. How do you fancy coming along with a few other members of this group?
Yeah, we're fine, mate. All I need is a couple of days' notice. I can make it.
Yeah.
I can certainly make it. It'd be nice to meet some of the lads that do some quality work in this trade. It really would. It'd be nice to share some thoughts and ideas. It really would. It'd be an absolutely fantastic idea. I can be there, certainly.
Chris Stocking says, great advice this morning. Sick of Life says, the only problem with epoxy resins, you have to be careful with the damp getting in. Gareth Williams says, got to go. Have a blessed and prosperous weekend. John, thanks for joining this morning. It's great having you on here. I really, really appreciate it. There's a few things I want to show these guys, so thank you for joining, and I'll speak to you in the week, sir.
No problem. All the best, lads. Good luck.
There you go.
Keep the quality up, lads. Keep the quality up. See ya, John. Bye.
Thanks, John. Bye. There we are, John Ward. I had to cut him off at some point because I tell you, done it now. He'll be having his own show, he'll be taking over from me. But he's an absolute gentleman. He's a real stalwart, right? And it's great to have him on here. So thank you, John Ward, for that. And John always comes up with all sorts of things. And we have other guests. We had Patrick Dwyer the other week. We've had garden designers on here. We've even had some of the suppliers on here. And having John Ward here, somebody who has the experience and the knowledge to actually share with you. And he's always there on hand to answer any questions. And that is just admirable and honourable in so many ways. The guy's got integrity and he's got dignity. So thank you, John Ward, for joining this morning. Do you know, I actually wanted to talk about all sorts of things this morning. Gareth Williams, goodbye. He's left us now. Gareth is on his way. It's cold in here this morning. I'm going to stay with it to the hour like I always do. But I just want to show you some of the things behind me because I thought it was important and maybe I wanted to share. But we were having a great conversation. The other thing that we never said this morning, normally on a Saturday, I ask you, the number is 07795. I'm going to get this up there now because I want you to, normally I get some pictures of where you guys are. It's 07795595994. This number is my number and you'll be able to send me some pictures of what you're doing this morning. I want to see what you're doing. I love to see, after the live stream, it's great sat down in the living room, having a rest. Saturday's a rest day for me. I am going to be going to work tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some work tomorrow. So I'm going to have a rest today. I'm going to sit down, have some food, watch some TV and look at some of the pictures that you guys send through. So please, please, please send me some pictures. It's 07795 595 994. I'd be interested to get some feedback off you guys this morning on anything that you've seen this morning on the live stream, anything that you want to talk about. We've got lots of things going on. You've seen it. Look, I just really enjoy this. Please send me some pictures. I want to have a look, see what you guys are doing later on. We've held so many people for such a long time, nearly 30 people. John Ward was massively interested. Over here, like I said, this is not paid content, is people always ask me about products for natural stone and porcelain and grout systems. This is a company called Floor Seal. There we are. They're called Floor Seal. His name's Graham. He's up there in Huddersfield and his knowledge is second to none. It really will help you if you want to understand about any of the problems that does occur in your patio or anything else when it comes to restoring a flooring or getting some of those stains off. Graham is absolutely fantastic. There's not a lot that he doesn't know, and he'll meet the challenge head on with you. So go to the website, have a look, and if you give him a call and just say Johnny Boy sent you over, I'm not getting paid to say that, but we'll put that to one side. This, he's not on here today, this is for James Sharp. I am absolutely useless when it comes to, I have these little competitions and little giveaways and I never send them straight away. And as if by magic, we've got some pictures coming in. Jem, thanks very much. Thank you, John Ward. Massive thanks to John Ward. Send us some pictures, guys, of where you are and what you're doing this morning. I want to see what's happening across there. That is for James Sharp. The other thing that I wanted to show you, I found this when I went to Pays Salier in France over a year ago, right? I think it was longer than that now, right? This is a decking system, right? But it's porcelain, okay? And they extrude through it to reduce the weight, and it's on a click system. It's not going to bow or bend or anything, but it's an amazing product. But I forget what it was actually called now. I'll find out a little bit more about it. And I've shown you before this, but I need to get to the bottom of this. Look at that. This is porcelain. It's an amazing product, and it's great how they've done it. Also, I've got to say, if you're looking for composite systems, I'm hopefully going to be using one of these soon. And I'm not going to do it in porcelain. I know this is a good product. But this is vertical cladding, horizontal cladding. You can use it. There's loads out there at the moment, okay? Loads. There's another one there. It's strong. It's durable. Look at that. It comes in 3 different colours. And like I said, this is not QVC. I'm not selling it, but I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you what I have found, okay? 3 different colours. Okay, you can use it in a horizontal format. You can clad a shed. But can you imagine that in a vertical format on an ugly wall, that would look absolutely great. It's a fantastic product. It's lightweight. All you have to do is fix it to batten. It's not going to rot. It's not going to decay. You'll be able to clean it quick and easy. Look, we never say maintenance free, but you can have reduced maintenance for that. That is from Tudor Grass in Manchester, okay? Tudor Grass, Manchester. They've got some fantastic products. Put that over there. Let's have a little look at that. That's there. They wanted obviously to showcase it. They also do a great decking range in a hollow board on a click system. But the other thing that they actually got is these. Again, if you've got an ugly wall and you don't know what to do with it, whether you should render it or whatever, and the weather's bad. But again, a composite product. Okay, there's so many composite products on the marketplace, and they must work simply because there's so much out there. And the reason for that is because people want to use it because it's reduced maintenance, but you've got to make sure you install it correctly. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. I had an email from a gentleman, Mr. I even say who it is because I might get told off for that. But he has a wall. It was in North California, and he asked about cladding a wall, whether you should be doing it in porcelain at a certain height. You've got to think how you're going to fix that porcelain to those walls, and what you should be doing is reducing the thickness of the porcelain when you stick it on the wall, just like tiling. It can be done at top, but what we've got to do is think about the top part. You need to put some sort of coping stone on so the water doesn't ingress and gets behind into the adhesives, and you get that freeze thaw effect, because not all adhesives are that. The water will ingress into them. They have a porosity value of some sort, and when that water starts getting in there, you need to reduce that and about getting the water off quickly. Lots of products from Ruby Tools. They've come out with so many things, and it's not a bad thing. Look at Milwaukee, look at the tools they've come out with. But the thing is about Ruby, they've come out with products that are suitable for the tiling industry, and what we've become as landscapers now, we start and become tilers, and we have to use a different skill set about what we're doing, how we're applying our work. Our work is changing, our skill set is changing. We're getting better at what we're doing. It's more attention to detail. Got lots of look lovely on the garden room, says Lee. Absolutely. Down in Malvern, out tonight for friend's surprise birthday. It'd be good to see you sometime. John Wood says our prices are valid for 14 days. After this, they adjust them to the marketplace. They're still talking to each other. That's what these live streams are about. If you've never joined the live stream before on here, get on here and just get involved. There's a community. You can actually see the comments where people are talking. They're helping each other out. This is a resource page where you can get the information that you're looking for. If I haven't got the information, I'm sure somebody will help you. I've got to say, and I've got to remind you, is that if you need any help in any way with anything, if you've had a problem or if you need some advice or anything to do with your business, of how to run your business, how to improve your business, how to improve your skill set, just give us a call. It's 07795 595 994. You can go to the website, which is www.greentoplandscapes.co.uk. Drop us an email, and I'd be more than happy to get back to you. I always do get back to everybody, and normally what I'd say, and I suggest, is that you give us a call. Chatting is the best way forward. Then you can have a plan. Then you can work out your structure, put it on an email, and then you can do it. But it's always good to have that first. I'm a great believer in talking to somebody before you actually start sending emails. You need to gauge the person that you're actually speaking to, and that's what I was going back to the restaurants earlier on about the QR codes. It's always good to have somebody to come to your table, and you can gauge and feel the way of the ambience of the restaurant that you're going to go in. And it's the same with business. We need to speak to people. Engaging with people is probably the way forward. It's been an absolutely fantastic live stream this morning. I've really enjoyed being here in the Undisclosed location, the garage, the studio, whatever you want to call it. We're going to improve on it, and again, massive thanks to John Ward, Mike Stapleton, and Sick of Lies, all of you, even Jem, everybody that's joined this morning. Lee, Andy, it's been good to have you on here. We've had a fair amount of people. I think it was about 32 at some point. And without a doubt, somebody will learn from this at a later date. If they watch this podcast, there will be something that will be said that will put somebody in a good position in the future. Where do these words come from my mouth? We've hit the hour mark. We're literally seconds away from it. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to send me some pictures of where you are and what you're doing today. I'd love to see it, and it's about you, it's about the community, it's not just about me, as I always say. Jim O'Connell, good morning, Johnny, from County Cavan in Ireland. I love to see the Irish on here. Jim, thanks very much. It looks like we're making a trip to Tipperary soon to see my old mate Mick Lyons out there and do some work with him. We're heading over to Ireland at some time in the summer or very, very soon. Thank you all for joining. We've hit the hour mark massively. I've enjoyed it this morning. Any questions, as I said, go to the website www.greentoplandscapes.co.uk, or you can send me a picture or any questions on WhatsApp, which is 07795 595 994. That's it. Have a great day, and please be safe wherever you're doing. And our thoughts go out for that family. And I've got to say this in Birmingham, with that young lady that's gone missing at the moment. So we got to say that. Okay, we got to say it. It's so important. I need to say. I need to get it off my chest. So just be safe, whatever you're doing. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Thanks very much. All the best.